Yo, hello, welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be going over phrase magic, and we're also going to be going over some basic mechanics as far as like locking on, using cuff scan, other essentials that are going to keep you alive while playing this game. So, I guess the first thing we should honestly start off with is cuff, because cuff offers a lot of support for Frey, and honestly, he'll keep you alive. He'll tell you things about your enemies. He allows you to do counters like that, and a precision counter as well. I did not time it well. That wasn't a good one. But he will save you from death, but he can break. And then if he breaks, he'll break if he takes too much damage at once that like would have killed Frey. He'll just break for a while, but he'll get his health back. Oh shit, my health is low. So we can start off with that. Frey's purple magic will allow her to heal. I think it's the only thing that she has outside of items that allow her to heal. That and her green magic. So we can check our environment by hitting up on the D-pad once. The game will tell you this, especially early on in the tutorials, but if you like to skip tutorials, why are you watching this? You know, but at the same time, they should have said something about this in the beginning. By tapping up, Cuff will scan the environment and tell you where items are, enemies, and if you press up again while an enemy is highlighted, he'll give you the inside scoop about what magics they're weak against, they have resistance towards, and a short description. Sometimes the descriptions are pretty interesting. Small case, gang of insufferable creatures can be deadly. Blasting them away and mask it before they can surround you. So yeah, even little battle tips like that will help you stay alive. So Cuff offers a couple extra things, which is also pretty sick. Like if you were to run over an enemy, stun enemies with parkour, which I guess is considered a stun. So let's see. He didn't look very stunned to me.
Yes, close to me.
Let's see if we can do it again. Stun enemies with parkour. That nigga did not look stunned. Anyway, if you stun them with the parkour, pull that off. While above, hitting triangle will allow Frey to do a move like that, which he'll call Cuff, knock him down, and then you can get that opportunity to like do a finishing strike. So that's pretty neat. Finishing strikes also return health, if I'm correct. If you do them correctly, let's see if. It takes a lot of stamina to do that, but killing that enemy, or at least hitting it with it, definitely healed a bit of my health. Okay, I killed most of the enemies here, so I can't go over lock on to its full extent, but we can start here.
You're gonna pay.
We can tell we're locked onto our enemy. First of all, R3 is your lock on. You can tell we're locked on because of the purple cursors we see left and right of our enemy here. We can release it by doing it once more. And if there were other enemies around, we would use left and right on that analog stick, the right analog stick, in order to switch depending on what direction they're facing. So when we get into some bigger crowd of enemies, I'll showcase that a little bit more. You little bitch.
We got this.
He doesn't look stunned to me. I still don't believe it.
You're mine.
Oh, that was sick. Just the...
Not be very satisfying facing enemies of this caliber.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's how I do that one. Dude, Frey is so fucking cool. Let me see here. Because you can do stuff like that, and then, I guess because you're canceling it. So let's go into this. Yeah, I guess that works too. I love it. Okay, so let's talk about phrase magics. first things first, we have attack magic. What is magic? Magic is whatever this shit that she shoots out of her fingers and hands and feet to make her do the things that she does. She has two types of specific magic. We have attack magic, which will always be dedicated to the R1 button. And then we have support magic, which will always be dedicated to the L1 button. Pretty neat so far. What can these spells do for you? Well, let's start with Frey's, I think, basic and most best attack. Not that. That was an accident.
Yep. Let's kick some
It's
ass.
supposed to be the shot.
Let's see what we got.
So I'm just doing all types of spells for no reason.
Right?
This is crazy. I literally done goofed. Alright, so let's try that again. If I could restore all my spells,
All better.
get my health back at least. Yeah, maybe I'll wait to do this part because I just used up all her magic, not paying attention and shit. So we'll come back to this. In the meantime, let's explore Athia. Maybe this is a good time to talk about why I enjoy, first, like why I really enjoy this game.
This one
The way I play it, the way I do, like I don't fast travel a lot,
Yep.
is
Start pulling your
because
weight.
I play this game to try to like improve Frey, but also improve myself. I'm not gonna lie, like the beginning of the game where that little girl, you know, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but when that situation happened,
Yep. No sweat.
I kind of like took it personally too, you know what I'm saying? And then like I realized that this game has a lot to offer, and like in order for Frey to accomplish the goal that I set for her, she needed to get stronger. So what's the best way to get stronger, you have to ask? Monuments. You have to find monuments. There are also these things like these cloaks. You want to come places like this, places that say stat increases. You know, these are the ways you'll be improving Frey's magic, and by doing additional quests for your magic buffs. I've been playing this game over 100 hours in. Granted, I haven't been focusing on doing this per se, like filling in these special requirements, because I've been doing so much. Like this game has so much to offer, and I think the only reason I was able to find that is because I don't let the game tell me what to do. I tell the game what I want it to do for me.
Okay.
And I set personal goals. And because I set personal goals, I think it keeps me very much more involved in this game than if like I just did the quest and the story. Because after I did the 100 hours, you know, beat the game or whatever, you know, I honestly stopped playing for a little bit. Like there was even times I would like hop in, hop out, you know, stop playing. And then after beating Hogwarts Legacy, beating God of War, coming back to this game, and I'm like, I got the DLC, and I was like, this game's fucking great. Like, this game has not lost its touch, its charm. This game has like no bugs in it. I don't think I've discovered a single bug in this game. But it's more fun this time around, even the first time I played the game for 100 hours and loved it. And I think all that really does come from putting my personality into Frey as much as I can to really absorb myself into this world. And like that allows me to, when I first started playing, I went through Athia just running from most places to most places. It was very rare I would fast travel. I wanted to master shimmy. I wanted to master the parkour. I wanted to improve Frey. I wanted to, sorry, I was like a burp or something. I wanted to improve Frey. I wanted to improve her outfits. I wanted to get good at the combat system because I saw that the game has this massive potential, and there's not like any bugs in this bitch. So that's the takeaway is, you know, find something personal about this game that you can latch onto, and it will improve your gameplay experience probably to the infinite sky. So all that being said, our magic should be restored. Purple magic should be restored. Let's go ahead and switch to it. Now, there's a couple different ways to switch in this game. So we can go from one spell using left and right on the D-pad. So this is right on the D-pad, right again, right once more, and right back to purple magic. Now, if you look at your PS5 controller, you'll notice the color of their light will match the spell that you're on. So if you, for ever what reason, want to take a glance at your controller, you'll automatically know what element you've been in last, which will probably help your combos and your strategies. So that's one way to switch. The next way, which would be the game's main way of getting you to switch, is to hold L1 and R1 together, and it'll open up the spell wheels. From here, we can select with the right analog stick which magic to use. And we can still move while we do this. So we're gonna go ahead selecting phrase magic, because that's our girl. We can double check by taking a look. We should have shield shot, burst shot, scatter shot. With all three of those selected, let's start with scatter shot. So,
My next trick.
hey, almost cast the wrong spell again. Well, first thing I want to focus on is R2, sorry. So R2 is your basic spell, it's your basic shot. You get 3 shots out of it, pop, pop, pop. And then the 4th is a big one. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Cool. Now, there's no, like, way to aim it outside of, like, well, you have to do that. That's the only way to do that. But, or you have to lock onto an enemy. Locking onto an enemy will allow us to, like, get better shots. But you can cancel, like, while shooting. Hold on, see if I can do it here. No, you can't do it. So you only really get no shots without being able to lock onto something. So let's go find an enemy to kick in the face. Okay, so we got this guy.
There are slightly more of them than I'd like.
So even still, can't do much there. We can't, like, dodge out the way
Try harder than that.
while shooting with R2.
Pray that they don't try too
But if we hold it down, we obviously get the scatter shot. You know, I'm currently working with scatter shot level 3. So that is the highest level. So if you're early on in the game, you're not gonna have level 3. Of course, you're gonna have that first level. So it's gonna be a little bit slower for you, but that's okay. I'm sure we can come up with some strategies to make you really dangerous, even with level 1. So with that being said, we'll move to our next one. So we can switch to our next attack spell by either holding R1 and then going up with the right analog stick, like that, or we can tap R1. Hold on, get this here so you can see this. We can tap R1, and then that'll automatically take us to our next set of charge attack. Okay? Now, if you notice, it doesn't matter what you have selected for your attack spell will always be the same. So tap, tap, tap will always be same, no matter which attack spell you have selected. But attack, tack, charge, we get a do spell. Now, we'll get into the charges later, because like you obviously have to learn all 3 levels, well, all 2 levels. But the thing is, once you get those levels, while you're shooting your basic spell, you can charge, and it'll automatically take the attack to its highest level. You know, and you can combine that with almost anything, really. So, you're really good with it.
Got one for ya.
You know, you can do some wild, crazy demonstrations.
Pretend we didn't notice.
But with just that alone. So moving on to her third set is going to be shield shot. So shield shot does produce a shield in front of her. See it here? Ooh, it's metal as fuck, bright as hell. Okay, the shield also works as a counter attack option. So while holding it forefront, it will, if it's on contact touched, will knock an enemy back and tends to knock them over if you hit them on the side.
Yeah.
And I guess that's another thing I should mention in this game. Attacking an enemy on the side and on the back does more damage than attacking them up front. So keeping that in mind, when you do heavy attacks like that or using the move charge, you'll start to understand what I mean when I say knock someone over. If I get some footage of that, I will post it there. So that takes over the basics of her attack magic.
For this?
All 3 levels. If you get really good, you're gonna be doing shit like this.
Oh yeah.
You know, you're gonna be doing some crazy shit. And that brings us to our next set of spells, the support magic. Yeah, this is actually where the bacon gets made. Is that what they say? The sausage. This is where the sausage gets made, really. So you're gonna have a big ass list here of 8 spells here. You have a total of 8 support spells. So 8 support spells with our 3 attack spells. We have 11 spells so far. So do that times
Keep you awake with a hilarious anecdote.
3 more. 44 spells right there. That's a fair amount of spells, and that's not including. Let me think what else. That's not including like your Genesis attack or like what do they call your super duper magic, whatever that spell is. I don't know. It should be a lot of magic in this game. I'm just trying to give a spell count here. Maybe I'll put that there later. But we're talking about support magic and where the sausage gets made. So we're going to bring our happy asses over to our spell wheel, which is activated by holding the L1 button. And with L1 selected, depending on where you are in the game, you will have some of these or all of these. But since this tutorial is to teach you how to play the game, I will go over everything. So first things first is bind.
Ah, so many memories.
Yeah.
Ugh.
None of them good.
Cup is a freak. He's talking about he got memories when I pulled out bind. What the fuck was he into before? Okay, having a hard time getting through doors. It happens.
Better than nothing, I suppose.
I'll be the judge of that. I can use this.
Oh, coins are great. We got any bad guys? Okay. Hopefully not flyers. Oh. Not bad guys at all. But stuff.
How far now?
Getting closer.
I'm even better at this than I thought. Is it close?
Not
Ah,
really, no.
finally an enemy.
That does
Okay.
sound rather exhilarating.
So we're gonna start with bind.
Don't worry, this will be quick.
I do hope so. That went well.
Does exactly what it says you would think it does.
That asshole's
Holds it in
going
place. Not for very long, apparently. But it did work. And it does take up that entire area.
nowhere. Think fast.
Similar to the radius you see here for Leech.
Whoa. Oh.
Some support spells can be done in the air, while other ones have to be done on the ground.
Come on. Take it.
See if I can get an example of shield working properly.
Now's the time.
Happy to oblige.
This nigga running away. Bitch ass.
We got this.
This dude is running away. He's so pussy. So let's go over our next spell. And we'll try bind again once we have more enemies around. So for now, we'll do Tendril. Send an Ivy Weak snaking out around you that does damage in the surrounding area. Heals based on the amount of damage it does, which is great. So as you can imagine, that move does exactly what you think it would do. So I say it can be skipped, but for shit. Oh my god.
Sucks.
For scientific purposes, we're gonna do it anyway.
Nope.
And my advice when switching sides on enemies, and he has like a resistance.
Let me
It's not switching
strength.
sides, but like changing spell types.
All right. Batter up. This'll do it.
I think we could both do with a breather, don't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. All right, we're not doing so hot right now, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna shoot all of this over. So we'll go ahead, we'll stop it here.